Hi, did you ever judge someone unfairly basis their appearance only to realize later that you were wrong? I did so once. Uh, I hope it was only once, since it's the only time I remember having done so. I tell you what happened, it happened. But things that unfolded in the aftermath holistically changed my perspective and outlook on life and people. I'll have to take you a few years back to share this experience that led to my lifelong learning. It was a time I had just begun working. I must be 19 then. I worked as sales executive in the organization, and in 1.5 years, I was leading a sales team. As a team manager, amongst many accountabilities, one of the key tasks was to hire potential salespeople. Because in sales, as you know, the right people are not just employees, they are the lifeline of the organization. One good hire can transform results, and one bad hire can really pull the team down. So, in that sense, choosing the right candidate was always a supreme importance. So, this one fine afternoon, I was sitting in my cubicle waiting to conduct a few interviews that were lined up. And then this young gentleman walked in. The moment I looked at him, my eyes scanned him from head to toe. I observed he was very averagely dressed, no tie, sandals instead of shoes. In that moment, in my mind, the weight of his appearance was heavier than the weight of his hidden hunger and neediness. I had almost written him off without even hearing him out. However, out of kindness and to avoid making him feel unworthy, I asked him two basic elementary questions. My first question was to ask him about the occupation of his father, to which he gently responded saying, my father works as a security guard in one organization. So that was okay. My second question was with respect to what drove him to this interview, to which his response was simple in a soft and quite subdued tone, saying he needed some job desperately. Frankly, I paused for a moment as that line of his kind of really hit me hard. I could sense the authenticity of his statement right through his eyes. That moment, like any interviewer, it left me in a dilemma, thinking whether should we really look at someone with conventional attributes such as appearance alongside a strong display of confidence, or should we be looking at someone who may not look the part but has the hunger to survive. But somehow, despite that, I was firm in my decision of choosing not to hire him. It was as somehow my bias towards his appearance was more stronger. Finally, I quite politely told him, we'll get back to you if shortlisted. As this candidate walked out, a moment later, my boss walked over and asked about the candidate I just interviewed. I explained why I didn't think he was fit, no tie, no shoes, not polished enough. My boss smiled and said, we are not selling aircrafts or rocket science. He further added, saying, in sales, while it's important to have appearance and confidence, but more important is the hunger. hunger to survive and hunger to succeed. Then he looked at deeply in my eyes and said, "Think about yourself 1.5 years back. What were you? Did I do that well in sales and grew to lead the sales team because of a tie, or because I had no option but to perform?" He further added, saying that this candidate could possibly be another you. Now, his words left me thinking and dive into my past insecurity and anxieties when I too needed a job quite desperately to survive in Mumbai. The thought of unfairly judging that candidate kind of just filled my mind that moment. Without wasting a second, uh, I excused my boss and ran down the stairs, not even waiting for the lift, desperately searching for him. My heart was pounding, thinking, what if he had already left? And then, much to my relief, I spotted him just outside the building. I went closer and tapped him on the back. He turned his head to look at me in amazement. I politely asked him to please come up, hence we can fulfill the formalities. Subsequently, we issued his appointment letter and hired him on the spot. So, this was it until then. What really interesting turned out down the line was that this candidate went on to become one of the top performers of the team. Month after month, he was at the top of the charts. With performance, he gained confidence and earned a lot of incentives, 2x to 5x of his salary sometimes. And what I observed was this blend of confidence and money changed the dimension of his lifestyle 360 degrees. He almost became unrecognizable with respect to what we witnessed him during the interview stage. But the truth of the matter is that what got him there was not certainly his appearance, it was his hunger. The very thing that got overlooked at the first place. With that experience, I learned a lifelong lesson. Never judge a person by their appearance. Be it in life, in relationship, in hiring. We often give more weightage to appearance when it's actually neediness, hunger, and drive that fuels success. A polished look can be bought later, but hunger can't be faked. In my opinion, hunger beats appearance every single time. What would you have to say on this? I would love to hear from you. If you ever judge someone quickly only to be proven wrong later, share this experience in the comments below. And if this story in any way gave you something to reflect on, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I thank you for watching this, and we'll come back to you shortly again with our next video on Real with Vishal. Bye-bye.